Me with the dog and baby stroller. And
so she had a baby stroller. That was this lady here?
Yes. And while I was getting closer, the dog was like jumping around and making growling noises, and she was saying, "Don't do it" to the dog. And
She said, "Don't do it"?
Yes.
Was she holding on to the leash?
Yeah, she had the leash on her hand while she was holding on to the string.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, that is false.
Just a second, don't interrupt. Okay. Go ahead.
And while I passed her, the dog went out.
And I crossed the street, and a lady was coming up towards me with a dog and a baby stroller. That's how it started. A 10-year-old boy, just trying to get home. And while he was getting closer, the dog was jumping around and making growling noises. And the woman holding the leash was looking right at her own animal and saying out loud, "Don't do it."
While I was getting closer, the dog was like jumping around and making growling noises, and she was saying, "Don't do it" to the dog. And
She said, "Don't do it"?
Yes.
Was she holding on to the leash?
Yeah,
You heard that right. She saw her dog winding up. She felt the tension on the leash. She knew something was about to go wrong because the animal was already giving every warning sign. And she said to the dog, "Don't do it," like she was asking it politely not to act on its nature. We all knew this moment was coming for someone. You know just like I know that when an animal is locked, loaded, and growling on a public street, the time for polite requests is over. The boy passed her. The dog went around behind her back, lunged, and bit him hard on the leg. No warning, no yelp before the strike, just a clean ambush on a child walking home from school. And then the silence hit. The boy didn't scream. He didn't cry out for help. He just went home, bleeding, confused, and carrying a wound that would soon require 4 shots across both arms and both legs.
Shots more than once or just once?
I would have, but they found the dog.
So you got 4 shots that day?
Yes.
Do you remember what the dog looked like?
Yes, it was white and fluffy. It's like medium size.
Had you ever seen this lady or the dog before?
No.
Okay. You can go back there so you can stand next to your dad in case I have any other questions for you. Mr. Nunez.
Yes.
How did you find Miss Rodriguez?
The next day after, there was another incident.
To protect him from whatever that animal was carrying inside its mouth. She never said a word.
After the dog went around and behind her and bit me on the leg.
Okay. And what did you do? Did you go home?
Yes.
Did the lady say anything to you?
No.
Did you say anything to the lady?
No.
Did you say your dog bit me?
No.
How did you find her if you hadn't said anything to her?
It was my...
To him. She never stopped him to check his leg. She just pulled her dog back and carried on with her walk like nothing happened. That right there is the emotional wound this whole story hangs on. A child attacked in broad daylight by a dog whose owner was literally telling it not to attack, and then left completely alone to suffer in silence. And here's the part they don't want you to know. This was not an isolated incident. This was December 8th. The very next day, December 9th, the exact same dog bit another person. That's not hearsay. That's not rumor. That's in the official files. 2 bites in 2 days. A pattern that screams danger. A pattern that should have triggered immediate justice. But we're dealing with a system that protects the comfortable while the innocent get shots in both arms and both legs. Now, let me introduce you to someone who walked straight into this mess and became the unlikely, silenced hero of this story. His name is Mr. Nunez, just a working father trying to get answers for his wounded little boy. He didn't have a legal team. He didn't have connections to the elite class that runs these neighborhoods. He had a father's instinct and a refusal to let his son become another forgotten victim. And when his son came home with that bite, Mr. Nunez did what any real protector does. He started hunting for the truth.
Anything to her?
It was my dad.
Your dad found her? Yes. Okay. Did you go to the doctor?
Yes.
And you had to get a shot?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me where they gave you the shot.
On both arms and both legs.
And did you have to go back for shots more than once?
Or just for someone in power to help him? Because deep down, he already knew that the institutions around him were not built to serve people like him. he got a phone call the following day from the Pflugerville
Police Department
because
made
And
the
said
phone
that
call to me that next day.
That they had
They
believed
did find that dog due to the fact of another individual being bitten
by that dog.
by the same dog, yes.
On what date was the other
That
individual?
was on December 9th, in which that second incident occurred.
And the incident involving your son was on the 8th.
On the 8th, the day before. And then we've got documents of both of those incidents.
I'd like to
if
see
needed.
both.
Your Honor, that was hearsay. That was actually my mom was walking the dog, and the dog, there was a pit bull
Listen to me.
unleashed.
Don't interrupt.
Yes, ma'am.
This is both.
Both,
Unless
yes.
you-
The first is
If
ourselves.
I ask you a
and the
question,
second is
but
that
don't tell me
individual
what
the following
happened with
day.
your mom and what's
The
hearsay.
individual had just been bitten by the exact same dog. The police themselves connected the dots. They had the dog in their files. They had the second victim. They had the documentation. And still, Mr. Nunez had to fight through a wall of denial to get even a moment of accountability. That man standing there in that courtroom, defending his son while being told to stay silent by people who weren't even there, is a legend to every parent who has ever had to scream into the void for justice. He was being blackballed in real time, talked over, shushed, while his son's attacker walked free and unbothered. Let's drop the real names now. The dog owner is Miss Rodriguez. Her mother-in-law was involved in the second incident. And let me tell you what really happened on December 9th, according to the files. The mother-in-law was walking this same dog when another dog, a pit bull they claim was off-leash, started approaching. Now here's where the story shifts. You hear the defense starting to build. They want you to believe the second bite was provoked. They want you to believe the real victim was their dog. They're already planting the idea that maybe, just maybe, the other dog was the real threat. But the police called Mr. Nunez. The police connected his son's bite to the second incident. The police saw a pattern. That's not speculation. That's documented. Two separate victims. Two
Happened with
separate...
your mom and what's hearsay.
Sure.
I actually know what hearsay is.
You got it.
We're speaking of the dog that's bitten two different individuals, not who was walking it the second day.
Your Honor, may I point out that on that record of my mother-in-law with the second incident, it shows that the other dog was not on a leash and was coming towards my mother-in-law and our
6
dog.
days. One police report. That's the kind of evidence that makes people in power very uncomfortable because it strips away the excuses and leaves only the raw truth of a dangerous animal being shielded by a family that refuses to take responsibility. And when Miss Rodriguez got up to tell her version, she did something incredibly revealing. She said she stepped to the side with her dog on her left and her stroller on her right so the boy could pass. She said she directed him by standing there. Let that sink in. She positioned herself as the thoughtful neighbor.
And who walks dog on a leash when I'm outside. Why would you direct or suggest that Sammy go around the dog?
I directed him by standing there. I didn't tell him verbally. I just stood there to the side of him so he knew that he could pass
Don't tell me
us.
what he knew. He passed you.
Yes, he did.
The
And
dog
And-
owner, the protector. But then she admitted that after the boy passed, her dog started barking, and she turned
Passed you.
around.
Yes, he did.
and
And we kept walking, and then my dog started barking as we had already walked off.
and
And I turned around, and my dog was just barking, and the kid didn't
just
react.
Just a second. Be very careful.
She pulled
you know,
her dog back, and the boy just walked off. She said he didn't react. She said he didn't tell her anything. So she assumed
just a second.
nothing happened.
Be very careful.
And-
you know, when you start to say things that you've been practicing in your mind
Yes.
to say, but as you actually articulate them, they sound stupid.
Okay.
Okay? They sound stupid. Then you're sort of getting away from yourself. And that's what's happening to you right now. Because now you were turning around because the dog started to bark. And as you were turning around, you were going to tell me
Carried
what happened.
on with her walk. Read that again slowly. Her dog was barking. She had to pull it back, and a child walked away without speaking. And her conclusion was that everything was fine. She didn't check, she didn't call out, she didn't follow. She just walked on, while a 10-year-old boy limped home with a bite wound that would soon require 4 injections to prevent God knows what. That is not the behavior of an innocent person. That is the behavior of someone hoping a problem disappears into silence. And here's the deeper connection that makes everything click into place. This is not just a courtroom dispute over a dog
Towards
bite.
my mother-in-law and our dog.
And we actually called 911 that day. My mother did.
Just a second. Were either one of you there?
No.
No, ma'am.
Now I'll hear you. Go ahead. Tell me the story.
Okay, may I approach the board?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so it was
told
December.
to be quiet. Then he tried to interject about hearsay and pit bulls and leashes.
Bishopsgate. I saw that Samuel was coming, so my sister's very afraid of dogs, so I know to be respectful of others who are walking near us. And so I stopped to the left side with my dog on my left and on my right hand with the stroller. I directed Samuel to go around us and
Just a second.
to
Why
muddy
would
the
you-
water and shift the focus away from the simple fact that his family's dog bit 2 people in 2 days. And when Miss Rodriguez was told that her story sounded stupid, that she was getting away from herself, that she was articulating things she had practiced in her mind, you could feel the mask slipping.
and
Just a second. Why would you do that? Now,
I didn't direct him.
Listen to me.
I just stood
Stop.
there.
And you have to know, you're talking to somebody who's had dogs for 50 years and who
Polished defense crumbled into defensive rambling. The careful narrative collapsed under its own weight. And standing there, watching it all, was a father who had been shushed.
And that's what happened.
Well, it's kind of.
I don't want to hear you, sir. You weren't there.
Okay.
A son who had been bitten, and a system that was barely holding back its bias. Now you see the full picture. This is about ritualistic protection of the comfortable at the expense of the vulnerable. This is about a child who got 4 shots because someone couldn't control their animal. And when confronted, that person's first instinct was not to apologize, not to ask if the boy was okay, not to offer to pay the medical bills. Their first instinct was to practice a story, to craft a defense, to stand in front of a judge and try to sound reasonable while a little boy sat there remembering the moment teeth sank into his leg and the owner just watched him walk away. Where is the justice for that? Where is the moment where someone in power says enough is enough and holds this family accountable? It never came. The boy still carries the memory. The father still carries the anger. And somewhere out